We don't want a completely open border that undermines any sense of national sovereignty, driving down wages for the working class and overtaxing the welfare states.
Federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750 for folks who need immediate needs being met.
It's time to build back better.
So that's all I'm saying. I mean, why not something like this? Why not something like, diversity is our...
Are you trying to say diversity is our strength?
Yes! How do you say that without laughing? Oh my gosh.
Estimated $105 billion in security funding for Israel and Ukraine. $60 billion is said to be slated for the fight against Russia.
Think about that.
Any change, mister?
Absolutely.
Could you spare some?
Yes, I could.
Will ya? How come?
Because I believe you will buy booze with it. I just want to get from my car to the office without being confronted by the decay of Western society. Plus, I'm cheap. Woo!
Hello, my little piggies. Welcome back to the Chan Chan, and I have one of my favorites ready to go. MTG, She-Ra herself, gonna lop some heads off like the goddamn Queen of Hearts.
Off with your head. Off with the heads!
Now, our last two videos had some clippy audio from Forbes, and this one, for the first maybe like minute and a half, is the worst of them all. But I love this video. It got me hot, got me a little angry, but let's get right into it. No more nonsense.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. While Democrats are complaining about this lengthy hearing and about President Trump coming in and slashing and reducing the size of government, I just want to say let the purge begin, because there's people that are homeless right now in Western North Carolina, Eastern Tennessee, Georgia, and it's not, misinformation is not the most dangerous thing facing us. It's right now pretty much the federal government and the failure to the American people. Ms. Criswell, in FEMA's, first off, let's put this up. This is the strategic plan you have posted on the FEMA website. The goal and objectives laid out in the 2022-2026 strategic plan will help ensure success for our agency, the emergency management community, and those we serve. The plan outlines 3 bold, ambitious goals to meet this challenge. You have listed as number 1, instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. 2,
Hello.
Hello.
So from 2022 to 2026, this was going to be their strategic plan.
Hello? Hello? Anybody home?
Mission number 1, charge number 1 is to instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. So like, everybody line up, get over here. You guys are hungry. Here you go, sir. Here's some food. Oh, here you go, ma'am, for your family. Here's some food. Listen, that was 2 white families in a row. Can the rest of you white people move to the back? We need to bring some minorities in here. And in fact, according to our chart of victimization, it's going to be 5 black families to every 1 black family. And if anybody's got a gay or lesbian or transgender in their family, come over here. And we've got a sliding scale. But basically, all you white families, just hang out over there in the corner, and we're gonna let you know when it's your time to roll the dice, baby.
2, lead whole of community in climate resilience. 3, promote and sustain a ready FEMA and prepared nation.
Yeah, I'm sure they're preparing the nation all right. Everybody get on TikTok and let's watch how prepared everybody is and mentally sane and freaking stable everybody is. Give me a break. And what was number 2 there? Lead the whole of community in climate resilience, taxing everybody for your carbon footprint. Let's not forget that every breath you take is destroying the planet. Don't worry about what they're doing over there in China. We got to build climate resilience around here. So not too much water, not too much meat. You know what? Let's take this digital coin here, and we'll just track everything you buy. And if you buy too much of what we deem to be bad, we'll just make it so you either can't buy it anymore. We'll program your money so you're not allowed to buy that, or we will credit score you. Social score you down. You eat way too much red meat and your family watches too much Fox News. Yeah, so you guys are down here. So yeah, that's what the digital coin is for. What, you don't like this stuff? Oh, after years of vilifying it, saying it's going to destroy things and trying to control it, we realize we can't control Bitcoin, so we're going to create our own US dollar coin, and it'll be digital programmable money Watch for that phrase, people, and they're going to make sure that all of your climate resiliency is forced upon you. That's for darn sure.
Ms. Criswell, in FEMA's strategic plan document that you crafted, you say, and I quote, "We must instill equity as a foundation of emergency management. Systems that foster inequality serve no one, especially in times of crisis. We must recognize that disasters affect individuals and communities differently, commit ourselves to reducing barriers to access, and deliver equitable outcomes for all whom we serve." The document adds, underserved communities as well as specific identity groups often suffer disproportionately from disasters. However, thanks to whistleblowers that came out, we found out that Trump supporters were also suffering, apparently worse than others, because their homes were skipped over. And I know you said that you fired the employee that skipped the homes of that had Trump signs, but we don't believe that was a one-time incident. And now we know there's another whistleblower that has come forward and said that this happened in another state. And you see, the reason why Americans don't believe this is a one-time situation is because they're used to being treated as if they're second-class citizens by the Biden administration.
Well, you're darn right. You don't fall in line, you're a racist, you're a bigot, you're a piece of shit. And Miss Washington, can't remember her first name, but the lady who got fired that they are claiming who did this, she's not just some random TDS Karen who was like, you know what, screw the people with Trump signs. I'll guarantee you this was a mandate.
They all allege that these actions were made on my own recognizances and that it was for my own political advances. However, if you look at the record, there is what we call a community trend. And unfortunately, it just so happened that the political hostility that was encountered by my team, and I was on 2 different teams during this deployment, they just so happened to have the Trump campaign signage. FEMA always preaches avoidance first and then de-escalation. So this is not isolated. This is a colossal event of avoidance, not just in the state of Florida, but you will find avoidance in the Carolinas. Senior leadership will lie to you and tell you that they do not know. But if you ask the DSA crew leads and specialists what they are experiencing in the field, they will tell you.
Vindication! And I did a video earlier, Byron Donald says he wants all the communiques, and this lady was like, oh sure, yeah, we'll give you all the communiques from the lowest person handing out sandwiches all the way to the top guy. We're gonna give you everything. Yeah, right, because if that happens, you will see that this is a goddamn mandate, and I'll guarantee you it.
Not only has this happened in FEMA, when they were suffering under horrific conditions after this hurricane, it's happened through the Department of Justice, where the Department of Justice has been used against pro-life activists, parents holding their school boards accountable, and people that protested the election on January 6th. This Biden administration, as a matter of fact, you talk about equity, has treated half of this country and our beliefs and how we feel completely unequitable. So on that note, I also want to bring up that you also said, in administering our mitigation programs, we will keep equity considerations top of mind and will include them in the competitive scoring process for programs such as flood mitigation assistance. What exactly is this scoring process that you use when you are choosing organizations to give FEMA funds to?
Congresswoman, we have a number of competitive grant programs that provide assistance across a variety of areas. The ones that you are speaking of are part of our mitigation program, where we want to build resilience in these communities so they can be stronger against some of the impacts from the severe weather events we're seeing. But we know that many communities don't have paid staff to write grants. They don't have the resources to be competitive against the larger urban areas. And so we want to make sure everybody, again, has access to the programs that we offer and that we reduce those barriers to make sure that they come in on a level playing field and can get access to make their communities stronger.
Well, in the fiscal year of 2023, FEMA spent nearly $1 billion, $789 million, to shelter illegals in the United States. This past year, it was about $641 million, and this money largely is distributed through NGOs. Here's a whole list of them. I know it may be hard to see from there, but this is a whole list of cities, states, and NGOs that received millions and millions of dollars from FEMA, and this was to house illegal aliens, not Americans, who, by the way, all that money right there, that comes from Americans' bank accounts when they write their checks to pay their taxes. Do you think it's acceptable for billions of American taxpayer dollars to be spent on housing people invading our country, but yet Americans in North Carolina, Georgia, and Florida are still homeless and have yet to fully receive support?
Congresswoman, we have been
Is that equitable?
We have been directed by Congress to administer the Shelter and Services Program. If Congress chooses to change that direction, we will follow that law.
Congress is changing that direction, absolutely. We're going to put American citizens first, not migrants, because we don't believe that's equitable. You see, the situation, housing illegal aliens while Americans suffer with Americans' taxpayer dollars, that's not equitable. As a matter of fact, that's the biggest failure that could be ever done to the American people.
You're damn right. And I gotta tell you, the way that this lady answers is the way that everybody answers in these kind of committees. Congresswoman, Congress has put forth these rules, and we're gonna follow these rules. And yeah, except that you don't follow the rules. This entire questioning period here has been about whether or not the rules are being followed, which small, insignificant people of the 20 to 30,000 people this lady has working for her that all think they're the fucking boss and think they're the main character here and think they can control things. We all know how those self-important Karens who all empty nesters, well, they just can't wait to freaking get to work saving the world.
I misspoke before. You guys are not destroying the world, okay? You are saving the world.
That these people just do whatever they want and they don't follow the rules. So saying that we are following the rules put forth by Congress and that's not what she's asking. These entire committee, I mean, this is great fodder for getting me angry because of how toothless and useless the entire charade is. But hey, thanks for following us here. Thanks for watching here today. Please give us a like and a follow. And I don't know, we'll see you on the next video, guys.